accountability score. That's for Tallulah Elementary and Wright Elementary. For the middle school, again, it's state assessment only. You also have dropout accumulation index, and that's known as DCAI. And you have incentive points, and you have progress points. With the DCAI is really from the students in 9th grade at the high school. So the Carnegie units that they earn, if they earn anywhere from, I think it's 5 to 7 points, then they get different amount of points for those Carnegie units. The DCAI goes back to the middle school. Again, the incentive, the progress points, again, is the same thing. 50% of the students have to make progress for the schooling, ELA, math, or both. And you can only get 10 progress points per school. With the middle school, you can also get incentive points, and that's for those students who are registered or enrolled in EOC type courses. Last year, the middle school had Algebra 1 as one of their courses that they offered, and they did get incentive points, so that will be calculated into their SPS. And the incentive points are for fair and excellent. Good and excellent. For high school is, again, completely different. You have EOC assessment. The assessments are in Algebra 1, Geometry, English 2, English 3, Biology, and U.S. History. That composes 25% of your school's score. Another 25% is from ACT. There's also ACT, there's work keys also. But last year we only participated in the ACT portion of it. And ACT is calculated for 12th graders only. The other is cohort graduation rate. That's 25% of the SPS. Strength of diploma makes up the other 25%. And they are eligible, the high school is eligible also for progress points. And this year it changed. There's an option 1 and an option 2. And they tried to make it easier for high schools to be able to get those progress points. And it includes a plan score, an explore score, and EOC assessment score. So they're all combining in together to make those progress points to see if students move. So, to look at the district at a glance, right now for the high school, you'll see and what I gave you a comparison of 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. So going back to 2013, Madison High School was a D. The SPS was 53%. And I got to get my glasses. Okay, Madison High School was a 53, and that letter grade was a D. Again, you can see everything that made up the SPS, and they did not get any progress reports. Going down to 2014, Madison High School was considered a D, but I have out in parentheses an F, because the score is an F, but the state recognized it as a D. And that's because the way they have it calculated, they can only give out so many A's, so many B's, so many C's, so many D's, and so many F's. Even though we slipped down to the F, they could not label us, the high school, as an F. We had to stay at a D. And they were saying they were trying to make it fair for all the schools, and they didn't want to degrade any school or anything, so they wouldn't let the SPS slip down. And that's going on for this year also. So for 2015, Madison High School has an SPS of 59.7. And you notice I put that in green because it did increase, and it brought Madison back up to a true D, I call it, a true D student. There was an increase in the the inner course exams. There was an increase in the strength of the HUMA, and there was an increase in the graduation cohort rate. Where we fell down at the high school was the ACT assessment index. And you can see that the assessment index was 14, roughly a 14. This past year, Madison High School did get progress points. So this is the first time that they received actual progress points. And again, the way the progress points are done, they're calculated at the end, after you average in all the different areas, then it's added to the end of the score to give you your SPS. Okay, Madison Middle for 2013 was a D, 63.1. Again, it's just assessment and dropout accumulation index, and that dropout accumulation index is worth 5% of the middle school's SPS.
That was a 61.3.
61.3 for 13.
You said 61.
Oh, I'm sorry, 61.3. For 2014, the SPS was a 56. And if you notice, again, everything that dropped, I put it in red, and everything that increases, I put it in green. For this year, for 2015, it's still to be determined, and the reason is we got back preliminary raw scores. And what we had to do this year, we had to actually, they sent the preliminary scores, but then they voted, Bessie voted, and they gave a scale score that the districts were supposed to go by. So with that scale score that was approved through Bessie, we had to go in and calculate what that raw score was. But the problem was with the math, they gave us 2 raw scores for some students. So that information still has to be merged. The merge process came out Friday, and we have until this Friday to make those merges through the state. And so we're working on that right now. So that's, we can't give you a letter grade for Madison Middle. Also with their bonus points for the elementary school and Madison Middle, we won't know that until that merge process or data certification process is over. So everything with the middle school is to be determined, but later on I can show you the scores that we got that are correct. Tallulah Elementary for 2013 had a letter grade of F. SPS was 47.7. They did not get any progress points. In 2014, the SPS was 46.4 and dropped a little, so it still remained at an F. But we did get 3.3 progress points. For 2015, it's estimated, again, because we are still in cleanup, that the score right now, based upon all the scores that we have in the cleanup, we don't really see any cleanup that needs to be done, but again, we're still checking. Right now, the score is estimated to be a 43.3. And that's another drop. For Wright Elementary, 2013, the letter grade was an F, SPS was a 41. For 2014, the letter grade was an F, SPS was a 42.4. We grew some. And for 2015, again, as it stands right now, Wright Elementary will drop some. It's down to 37.7. So we should know more in about a week or two.
Okay. Next, you can see